Hello, ladies and gents. This is just a quick announcement to say that the usual intro and outro has been copyright claimed, and it didn't play in the last video. So you're gonna hear some beautiful noises in your ears from me. Long one. Woo! All right. From Fever to LaMelo, got him. Here comes Aaron Gordon the other way. Hello. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl in my arm I would call her. I wish I had a moat in a boat in a.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the podcast of all time. I would like to start off by welcoming you back to another video segment. We are living in the fourth dimension. I would like to introduce you to my guest right in front of me. You can see Jack. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, loyal podcast listeners. It's great to be back.
It's good to have you back. It's so nice to have you back. I have prepared some questions, as per always, and I never ad-lib anything ever. So I'd like to start off by asking, how are you?
I'm good, James. I'm good. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. No one calls me James. That's like my birth name,
It's very formal here on the podcast today, sir. So we're going by full Christian names and full Christian names only.
That's true. I've got a little backstory for you, which is I was a Christian boy growing up, and I had to have a Christian name as part of my, what's it called, communion, I think, from memory. And my Christian name was Luke, and the only reason that I picked that is because I really liked Star Wars at the time.
Another religion in itself.
Yeah. When you think about it, Darth Vader is just... Yeah.
Well, you're going to draw a comparison there that you thought a little bit better of in case the community came knocking on our door.
Yeah, you offend one of them, you offend them all. It's part of it.
And of course, talking about the Star Wars community there.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. Christians don't care, but the Star Wars fans absolutely hate being spoken down to. This is my little friend, by the way. That's the Anakin. I also want to ask, maybe it's not public information, but I'm going to ask anyway. How's the wedding prep going?
Wedding prep going very well, mate. We've got a very, very refined list of people coming. We're doing well, setting up for August and ready to have a great day, mate.
Amazing.
Fantastic. In the off season, so we made sure to plan that, away from fantasy basketball time. Got to keep your priorities right. So it won't be like Darren Lamb making a trade at 6 a.m. after the day of his wedding, which was commitment to the cause. So
look, all the power to him. I'm on the other hand, I am not as sensitive. For those of you who don't know, I got married on the 21st of October. I also got married to my wife, shocker. And that is typically, it's around draft time. It's around when we start doing the draft for fantasy. We were on our 1-year anniversary trip down to Airlie Beach when we did the draft for the 24-25 season, which is what you're listening to right now. Yeah.
Well, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. I'm pretty sure first draft night might have been on an anniversary of mine. But look, you just got to understand the commitments of the league and take it seriously sometimes.
Yeah, look, it's all part of the grind, and my wife understands that I'm married to the game, so it's just how it is. I also wanted to talk to you. Is this, ladies and gentlemen, block your ears real quick. Stop listening. La 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 la. Is this where we should talk about thoughts on the recent trades? What's your opinion on the recent trades?
Big trade deadline. Probably the craziest trade deadline of all time. I think a lot of people are saying. I was thoroughly disappointed last year after, waking up at 5 a.m. to try and get the last little steal of the trade deadline, and really nothing happened. But definitely massive trades with Paddy Mills, lead cornerstone franchise player and Olympic extraordinaire. And where has he gone, James? Do you know?
Oh, Butler Pat, he hasn't gone anywhere. He's always in my heart, so he hasn't moved.
That's very true. That's very true. Traded straight into the hearts of all Australians. No, but yes, very big trade. Anthony Davis going to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for tubby boy Luka Doncic. I said, no, mister, you have had one too many hamburgers in years, and therefore we will trade away our entire franchise future, and we will get back someone who can play for us for 3 quarters, and probably out for the rest of the season now with a sore tum-tum.
Exactly right. I'm just quickly, I'm going to show all of our podcast viewers in the chat. This is just a quick little image. I'm going to close off the video. I'm going to make sure this works. I'm pulling up the screen. I'm pulling up Discord, and this is the image of what Luka looks like on his new team. Well, it's loading. There it is. There's Luka Doncic himself on his new team.
Look, and doesn't he look good in yellow?
He does look good in yellow.
Has joined my baby, my sunshine, La Bonbon, and having just finished watching the Lakers game this afternoon, I feel like it's LeBron's like an old dog with a new puppy. He's just got a new lease on life. Was pulling some tricks out of the bag, and looking very, very saucy out there. So I think it's going to be an interesting deadline. And what do you think about the trade here? Obviously, let's imagine Anthony Davis didn't immediately injure himself.
Pull his ball sack.
The winner of that trade was going to be
the winner of the trade. I still think that no one expected the Mavs GM Nico Harrison to make a decision to sell away Luka, and there has been so much online. Who's the owner of the Dallas Mavs? Brian and I were talking about him last week. I saw something about him recently. But he released a statement basically saying that he was going to stop Nico Harrison from going through with the trade, but apparently he called like minutes too late and couldn't call it off. But I think that it doesn't bode well. I think AD is a great player. I think that everything else is spare change in that trade comparison to moving those huge pieces of AD and Luka. I also think that Luka is still quite young compared to where AD is now. He's still balling, but he's also still fragile. If anyone did see the injury, it was quite I don't know, watching the injury back that happened to AD for his first game for the Mavericks, he just took a step and then just collapsed on the floor, and I think strained his adductor or something.
Adductor, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. I mean, he was playing really well in that game. Had 16 odd rebounds and 20 points, and it was kind of a bit of a fuck you statement, but statement did not last long, unfortunately.
Not wrong.
Yeah,
not wrong.
Speaking of others, I mean, obviously the biggest concern for the Lakers then was being left without a centre, which the talk was that they needed another centre, and now they have none. And then the Mark Williams trade obviously getting rescinded by the Lakers in the last couple of days. What are your thoughts on that, Jimmy?
Angry because I picked up Dalton Connect and I was expecting that he would go to the Hornets, and I was like, he's going to get some minutes there. Me and apparently I think nearly 30% of leagues in fantasy was the pickup rate for Dalton Connect. And then Yeah, they rescinded the trade because I think they said that Mark Williams didn't pass the fitness test, and then Mark Williams goes back to Charlotte, and Dalton Connect goes back to the Lakers. I did see something somewhere that apparently Charlotte were trying to see if they can do something about it because they don't think it was appropriate that the fitness check didn't pass, but Mark Williams isn't the healthiest bloke. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And then I was getting pretty excited about that because I think I'd love to see LeBron get another chip. I think that would be a very nice sight. But yeah, I don't know. The Lakers seem to be rolling at the moment. Anyway, I think equal third or fourth in the in their conference. So just see what happens.
See how it plays out.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Austin Reeves' role as well. Whether that's diminished now that there's two ball holes out on the field there, and Luka and LeBron, or if it frees him up a little bit more as that third option as well. So, no, exciting times. There's definitely an exciting trade deadline. I think whole of the sporting community. I was trying to explain this to Ash in the best terms that I could, who very avid listener of the podcast, as is well known.
Hi Ash.
Hi Ash. This is in the fact that she's probably listened to 10 minutes of one episode, which in our books I think is an avid listener.
Highest recorded woman listener on the podcast, so.
It is, and still running. So very, very impressive. Has been on the podcast as well as a special guest. So it's very, very, very big raps. But I was trying to explain this to her in how wild this trade was. And I think the best I came up with was, and I saw this one on TikTok, was if Taylor Swift's manager, whose name is Tree Payne, if she traded Taylor Swift to Katy Perry's manager without them knowing, I feel like that would be the best example of this trade. Someone who's in their prime.
What happened after that?
Of all time last year.
Did Ash gasp appropriately like she should have?
She did. There was a bit of I understand it now. I understand it now. So now Taylor Swift is on the Lakers.
If Taylor Swift was a tubby Slovenian, then it'd be exactly the same situation. I do have another question following the trades, because there were some other hot trades there that we haven't talked about. Not as high target because that was an insane trade, but there have been some other trades that have happened. But this is an interesting question. Do you think that all of the trades happened to take attention away from the Super Bowl, to gain more attention towards the NBA? I know that the NBA talk about that their viewership is declining. They are trying to do something to bring it up.
And you do have to worry, is there a bit of fair play here going on? There was a bit of a rumblings and I guess a bit of conspiracy theories, especially with the Dallas trade, about are they trying to move the team to Las Vegas because there's a lot of punters who are quite into the casinos that own some money around the team, and whether this was a tanking sort of episode in order to make that happen, or if the Lakers plot armor won through so that they're safe for another 10 years. But look, as after watching the Super Bowl, it was the most boring game of all time. I really think that Andy Reid should have chucked Taylor Swift in that last quarter to replace Patrick Mahomes. Probably would have had a much more success. It would have been more interesting too. But the Eagles got away with that one. And then very next day, having Luka and LeBron play together, it'd be interesting to see how many people watch that game. I think you could be onto something, Jimmy.
Could be.
Mate, and speaking of trades, I got a little bit of a game for you here. I'm going to go through some recent trades, and I'm going to give you some names, and I want you to tell me which team they now play for. I'm going to start with the easy ones. Who's Jimmy Butler playing for now?
Don't tell me. No.
So Jimmy Butler got traded to the Golden State Warriors.
I was going to say that to GSW because he and Steph put up a combined total of 90 points across 2 games or something like that.
Looking pretty good there. A little Butler's a little bit of a diva. Was sort of playing the heat there for a little bit. But yes, so Butler goes to the Golden State Warriors in trade for Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and this was like a 5-team trade. It was
there was a lot of bucks that were passed around there. That's for sure. While you're looking at that, I just want to say my zinger that I didn't get to before, which is that that the NFL fans, they are not like us, evidently, not like us NBA fans.
definitely not as refined as us, Jimmy.
That's right. I don't touch kids.
Just adjust my tie here, so.
Did anyone see the Drake concert in Melbourne? Anyway.
Kyle Kuzma, mate, where's he playing?
Kuzma, gosh. Shit. He got traded away. Who went to the Wizards now? Fuck.
He was on the Wizards?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who got traded to the Wizards for him? That's what I was trying to think. Kuzma.
Chris Middleton.
Oh, okay.
AJ Johnson.
He's with the Bucks?
This segment. He is on the Bucks. It's a wild trade deadline. I feel like there was a lot of trades that, for my mind, didn't make sense, whether that was maybe they're bringing up some cap space or something like that. Who knows? But, mate, wild trade deadline, I think makes it exciting. I'm very excited about the Lakers and watch. I think that'll be very fun games to watch with both Luka and LeBron in action.
For sure.
Very, very, very interested to see what happens with that.
Do you have any more teams for me? Any more players that got traded?
No, I think we've run that segment into the ground well and truly, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. De'Aaron Fox got traded to the Spurs, which is also an interesting trade. Yeah.
Which I think makes the Spurs much, much better and probably scary in a couple of years to come.
I think so. That's kind of their whole thing that they're doing, though. They're going to build around Wemby and try and build a team around him because he's such a strong prospect. Like, he only had his rookie year last year, and he was... Actually, what did he finish last year? He would have been, like, top 10, top 20?
As in like, fantasy-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think it was, like, top 5.
Wow.
And even, like, I think from last year to this year, like, the Spurs are 12th. I thought they were doing a bit better than that, but yeah, so probably won't make play-ins this year, but maybe a play-in team next year.
Interesting. My turn. I'm taking back over. Your segment's done. Let's talk favorite player of the week and favorite player from your team of the week. I haven't done any research for this, as per always. Tell me about your favorite player last week. Who was your favorite player to see playing?
So look, I think I will start with my favourite player of my team, and to be honest, it's the only favourite player on my team. Tyrese Maxey has been absolutely insane in the last couple of weeks. I think he's literally just said, okay, the rest of my team are bums, Embiid is never playing, so let me put this whole franchise on my shoulders and just go crazy. So no, he's been unreal. I think he's been like the highest amount of points in the last week. I think he was averaging something like 35 points in the last 2 weeks. Good amount of assists, steals on good percentages. And he's really fun to watch as well. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Shea in the way that he plays, but he has been absolutely awesome. And then my favourite player, I think, of the last week league-wide is... Hold on a minute, mate. I think I just need to... Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm also consulting the board. I wasn't watching. What happened? Oh, I could not hear that.
LeBron, Raymond. James, mate, he has been absolutely insane in the last week. If you've seen some of the numbers that he's put up,
There's
has
a
been
fucking
absolutely cooked. I wanna find these here for you, mate. Um, I think he is like he was like the second or third best fantasy player according to Yahoo over the last week. And like very close to what
wow,
Jokic has been doing. So
wow.
last week he averaged 58% from the field, 4 threes, 34 points, 12.5 rebounds, 8.5 assists, and 2 steals.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
yes. So absolutely insane from the 40-year-old, and I think he's averaging like 29, 9 and 9 since turning 40.
Yeah, he's just improving with his age. He's just the flavors are kind of settling in, and he's just becoming more and more tasty. For
And
lack of a
I
better
do
term.
hope that the viewers of the podcast are subscribing to the visual medium because there was some good reveal going on there.
Oh my god, you changed jerseys.
Yeah, you missed that whole thing, mate. I had this plan from the start.
I'll have to watch it back. We'll replay.
Yeah, it'll be like the first time. Um,
Yeah,
Mate,
sorry.
who is your favourite player from the week, and who is your favourite player on your team?
I'm so sorry. I was literally looking through and trying to see who my favorite player was. I was looking through and I saw that Austin Reeves was ranked very, very highly for the week, which is quite surprising.
He's also been balling. I think he dropped a 45-pointer the other day with LeBron out. So
Unreal. Yeah, Austin Reeves, my favorite player ever. Love Austin Reeves. Token white guy.
Now, also, do you think would Connect coming back? Does the Lakers have the highest quotient of white boys on their team again?
Yeah, Connect's coming back. Luka playing probably the highest portion of starting white guys. Potentially so. Who are they playing at centre right now? Who's their starting centre?
Jackson Hayes. I think Timmy picked up, and it's gonna probably be a pretty good one in terms
Yeah.
of pick up the. Yeah.
I can only assume they're not still running Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup. I hope not, at least.
No, I think it's Rui. I think they're running Rui, Jackson, Hayes,
LeBron, Luka.
LeBron, Reeves, and Luka. I think that'll be the starting five.
Interesting. See how it plays out, I suppose.
And they're balling at the moment too. I think they just beat the Jazz by like 30. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I don't know who to tell you my favorite player on my team is. I feel like my guys have been just not great. Maybe it's the big goon. I'm not sure though. Chris.
Sengun.
Yeah, the Senguna. Keontae
You can
George.
say no one, mate. That's how I feel about my team sometimes.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren's back. Woohoo! We're so excited. Thank fuck.
He was back banging today, wasn't he? How many blocks did he get today?
Five blocks today.
Yeah, that's very, very handy, isn't it? And I bet a lot of people are probably regretting not looking at the trade option with you a little early on in the year. He's probably back a little bit sooner than some would have thought.
Well, I have had some trade prospects come through. Some trade prospects that were just garbage.
Denied.
Denied. Yeah, I shut him down. Sorry. You know who you
We're
are.
still yet to have a league trade this year, which is a bit unexciting. But hey, I think it's that fear, isn't it, that you're going to trade someone away and then they're going to go off and make it very hard.
Yeah, it is quite tough. I had Jack Boylan approach me, and he said, "I'll do you a trade for Chet and Kawhi," and he wanted to trade me PJ Washington and Rudy Gobert, and I was like, I think sitting on Chet for this long, I feel like I just want to see him play. Like, I've been waiting this long. I know I probably could trade him away and get maybe something a bit more beneficial back, at least to get into the playoffs, but I was like, nah. And then he's like, oh, well, he's like, I'm not actually sure if this trade is better geared for him. He thought it was better geared for me. And then he was like,
classic trade negotiation.
and he was like, oh, well, if you throw in Tobias Harris, I'll also give you Tyus Jones.
The waiver wire prospect, Tyus Jones.
Yeah. Sorry, JBA. It's a no from me, mate. I think I don't know if I'm going to engage in any trades before the trade deadline. I don't think it really changes anything for me. And I know that everyone who wants to trade with me is just predatory anyway. They're just trying to take advantage of me so they can get more back in the playoffs. But
yeah, I think the only trade I have to make at this point is probably trading one of my injured players away, who might be back in a week or so. I'm looking at you, Jalen Suggs. So if anyone's got their ticket already punched to the finals and would like to have a look at Jalen Suggs, who's probably out through the All-Star break, hit me up. You can probably fleece me, and because I'm a desperate boy, it might go close.
Would love to see it. What was I up to? Oh, I totally skipped a question. Whoops. I was meant to talk about the All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend's coming up. Woo! How exciting. All-Star Weekend is coming up. My question was, which team do you think will win? I asked this and then immediately was like, shit. Aren't there like a bunch of different teams that are in this year? It's not just East and West Conference.
So I think they've gone because just before this pod I looked it up because I've had zero interest in the All-Star Weekend, to be completely honest.
Fair.
But they're doing a 3-team format in a tournament style sort of play, where it's like first to 40 points wins that game, and then that's game over. They move on to the next team presumably. And they've done it as like Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, and I think it's obviously a very rigged kind of way that they've done it, because it looks like they've done like Shaq's got the old boys on their team. They've got like Steph.
I'll give you the breakdown right now. Oh no, they had to replace AD. They replaced.
That's right.
Who did they replace him with? I saw it earlier today.
Kyrie.
That's right, it was Kyrie. And then they replaced someone else. Maybe they replaced Giannis with... I can't remember. That's okay. Yeah, Shaq's team looks stacked. Team stack. They've got LeBron James, Steph Curry, AD, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving. Which, okay, maybe he's, yeah. Oh, yeah, they've got one more, so he's just sitting. Team Kenny has Ant Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, and Tyler Hero. Is Tyler Hero an all-star? Like, no disrespect.
I feel like he's been playing pretty well. He'll be back up, but I feel like he's been going on, especially in the absence of Jimmy.
Averaging 23 points, 5.6 assists, and 5.6 rebounds.
And 4 threes a game. I mean, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then, Team Chuck, or as we in the business say, we tighten our tie and we say Team Charles Barkley. He has Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Wemby, Pascal Siakam, the GOAT, Alperen Şengün, Carl Cat, he's got Donovan Mitchell, and he's got Trae Young. Trae Young is the injury replacement for Giannis. And then...
So he's essentially got most of the international players, which I think is how they set it up. They've set it up as like international players, young stars, and the old stars.
Yeah. And then we can't forget about the fourth team, which is Team Candace. this isn't a gag. This is Coach Candace Parker. Candace Parker will serve as team general manager. Team Candace will be the winning team from the Castrol Rising Stars. And what I want to know for this team is Candace dick fit in your mouth? There it is.
Interesting. Look, we'll see how we go. I'm probably working. Probably won't watch it.
Yeah. The other question I had in here for the All-Star weekend is, I said, is it a reward? Which is probably a little bit strong worded, but I just think it's a showy competition. There's no real, like, defensive prospects on display. Like, it's just like...
I suppose, the risk is that you get injured in an All-Star game. It's not a great look for the club, so...
Yeah, I suppose. But, like, no, there's no D. There's no nothing, like... This doesn't get us anywhere.
It's just flashy offense.
Yeah. We discussed the next question already, which was, what are your thoughts on the injury AD sustained when he pulled his ball sack? He's going to be out indefinitely, a couple of weeks, which is probably going to be a big hit for Timothy Olay. Tim is sitting pretty at 4th right now, though, but the difference between him sitting at 4th and Calvin sitting at 8th is 3 categories.
Yeah, it's pretty tight for that 8th spot too. Maybe we'll talk about that after the matchups, and then we'll see where everyone's sitting currently and do some predictions at the end. Okay.
Sounds good. Let's talk about matchups. Yeah.
Do you want to kick off with a matchup? Who did you play this week? Hey?
Who did I lose to? I lost to Matt this week. Congratulations, Matt. Matt beats me 3-6. He takes out free throws, threes, points, rebounds, blocks, and turnovers. And I take out field goals, assists, and steals. I thought I could come back here a little bit somewhere. There's 25 points between us. There's a fair margin for rebounds. I only had 3 more assists than him. He had 2 more blocks than me. I just had a horrendous turnover week as well. 12 turnovers from Keontae George, 12 turnovers from Stephon Castle, 11 turnovers from Kawhi, who, thanks Kawhi. Anyway. But, Matt beat me. There's not really much that I can say about it. Big contribution, like we said, from Tyler Hero, who put up 10 threes last week, 68 points, 19 rebounds, 22 assists. Wemby doing Wemby things with 12 blocks for the week. It's tough. It is what it is, but congratulations, Matt. Your turn, your matchup. Tell me about your matchup.
I was up against Patricia's Playboys this week, who I think Darren still setting his lineups, so thank you very much for that, Darren. But it was definitely an opportunity for me after a disappointing loss to the former commissioner Byron Thompson last week to try and turn the screws and make my way back into a run for the top 8. And I got away with a very thankful 8-1 victory against so very much needed a very timely win against Darren for myself. And thank you very much to Tyrese Maxey, who turned some stats at the very last hour, getting a very good field goal game. So I won in field goals, free throws, 3 points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, and I lost in turnovers, but only by 10. So for a little while there, I was thinking a 9-0 was on the cards, but it wasn't to be, and I'm very happy with the 8-1. So I get away field goal in the end, 48.2% versus 48.1%. Free throws was 80.2% versus 79.5%. And then I kind of ran away with the rest of the stats.
Yeah, 33s, nearly 200 points, 50 rebounds, 50 assists. Yeah.
So was able to craft that one a little bit with Daz not being overly active on the waiver wire. So happy with that. Keeps me in the hunt. Who have you got next, mate?
Next matchup is I'll talk about Jack Boylan and Rowan. Rowan beats JVA 7-2 this week, which big week from Rowan. Those are some big totals. Rowan takes out free throw, threes, points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. And Jack takes out field goal percentage and turnovers with a very low turnover total for him. He had 45 turnovers for the week, which is very interesting. Just looking through it, there is 0.2% for field goal, so this is nearly another 8-1 for the week. Wow. 9 threes, over 100 points, 30 rebounds, 30 assists, 17 steals, 8 blocks, doubled the turnovers almost, yeah. The rest of it wasn't really close. Big totals from Rowan though, with 93s and 778 points and 299 rebounds. We're seeing some very good rebound contribution from, holy shit, Isaiah Hartenstein, 36 rebounds for the week. Fuck. That's insane.
That's a good waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, for real. He's not worth very much, Ron. You should trade him to me. I'll take him.
Sorry. I thought you said I thought who did I think you were thinking?
Isaiah.
Yes, Hartenstein. No,
Schartenstein.
Yes. No, definitely not a waiver wire man. But Rowan, if you did want to put him on the waiver wire,
I'll say so. Yeah. Were you thinking of Lugens Dort, the second best OKC player, or Kelly Olynyk? Probably Kelly Olynyk.
I was thinking of playing with Detroit.
Zaire Williams. I don't think that's it, but I heard you say.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Who have I got next? Let's have a look. I might go Nish versus Adam. So Slavic Slam Daddies versus Tank Bagoga. Another very big win here, and poor Adam suffering a bit recently, but will definitely, I think, benefit from the return of Luka Doncic coming back in. But yeah, 8-1 victory for Nish, who's been absolutely rolling. So gets the win, field goal, free throws, 3 points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks with some very big totals. So could have turned on 3 points to 64 versus 62. Otherwise, there's not much room there for Adam to get any more cats, unfortunately.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I'd like to create a petition that we change Nish's name to the Caramel Freight Train, the Caramel Train Steamroller.
That he has been on a bit of a steamroll at the moment. Let's have a look. Fucking hell. Jokic, 66% from the field, 80% from the line, 9 threes. He's been just shooting the three unbelievably this year.
Yeah.
He's literally, I was looking at this today, he's doubled his threes from last year when you'd think he couldn't get any better. He's gone from like 1.1 threes a game to 2.2.
Wow.
Averaging more points, more assists, and more rebounds. So yeah, he then had 120 points, 43 rebounds, 41 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Dan Gafford too, probably a massive winner now out of the AD injury, although he looks a bit injured too at the moment. But 10 blocks for the week, that's very, very handy. And I think he's still got people like Westbrook and Kuminga to come back as well.
The cum bucket.
Looking very, very spicy for the Slavic Slam Daddies, that's for sure.
Yeah, for real. Congratulations, Nishi, and better luck next time, Adam. It's tough, dude. Who am I going to talk about? I'm talking about Nan and Adam. This is the one matchup where you'd expect there to be an 8-1. 5-4 victory to Naan. Adam managed to hold his own through all of it. Wow. Let's see. Naan takes out threes, points, rebounds, assists, steals. Adam takes out both percentages, blocks, and turnovers. Let's just do a little bit of glazing here right now. 238 assists from Naan for the week. What the fuck? What the fuck?
And then almost 300 rebounds in the same week too. That's insane.
Yeah, that's so fucked.
Yeah.
Scoot with 19 assists. De'Aaron Fox with 28 assists. Jared Allen with 12. Anthony Simmons with 28. 18 from Draymond, 17 from Franz Wagner, 13 from Jose Alvarado, 24 from Jalen Green, 30 from Dame. It's totaling up. And I suppose not to be squandered, Adam had a bit of a tough week for points. Rebounds are okay, assists are okay, steals are not bad. Naan also had 52 steals for the week, but Adam had 42 blocks. Big block contribution from Amen Thompson, 9 blocks for the week. And then legitimate waiver wire legend, Matisse Buzelis, or however the fuck you say his name, 6 blocks for the week as well. Adam's got.
I think it was a very, very good pickup from Adam. Someone I was looking at as well, but Adam got there first. So he's doing well, the rookie. He's making some good plays. He's dedicated. He kind of reminds me of myself a bit in my rookie year. Very passionate, very early. Obviously hitting the Excel spreadsheets, breaking the sheets, as one might say. Doing very well. He's hanging in there.
He is hanging in there, but he may burn up too bright, like his little profile picture, his solar giant himself. He may burn fast and burn out, but I hope he stays around. He's been enjoying it. We've been talking about fantasy. His typical first year for, I think, a lot of people. Byron and I spoke about this, but I think I had like a 2-week injury for DeAndre Ayton, who at the time was like a top 70 or 80 round player. And I was like, oh my god, no, this is the end of my season. It's all over. I'm never playing fantasy again. It's just over. And Adam's been like that. I think as Jack's aware, because we have a little coaching chat for Adam. Adam will post things in the chat and be like, fuck, someone injured. Like, it's kind of just part of fantasy. It's just how it is.
Kevin Durant's out for 3 games.
He's going to explode.
No, but doing very, very well, the boy, and a bit of North way that this is picking up some boys that I want.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will go to my brother Cade and Mr. I Come Quickly himself, Byronius Tomponius.
Commissionius no longer is.
Who is now a resident of yours. Has there been any reinvigorated interest in fantasy since joining your household?
Yeah, I'm talking to him about fantasy and he's listening.
Very good. Very, very good.
I don't know. I don't think he's not interested in fantasy. I think that he's just kind of like,
He's saving himself for next year.
Yeah, saving himself for the calendar.
Yes. Getting some more gym sessions instead of the waiver wires.
Well, I tell you what, we did both go to the gym this morning, and I went and straightened shoulders. I don't know if you can tell. There is a slight raise.
I was about to mention, mate, but
in the pasty discoloration, if you will. And Byron trained legs, and he went to the squat rack and did a couple of squats and did a couple of Bulgarian deadlifts, and then spent 20 minutes on the thrust machine, just laying down. And I was like, it was the end of my workout, and I was just like cooling down on the treadmill, and I was watching him, and he's just like thrusting through.
Getting the hips strong.
He's getting his practice in. He's getting his practice in.
Look, you got to practice how you play, mate. That's for sure. So Cade comes away with the victory, 5-4 there, and nice name change there. Cade is a massive Luka fan, so was a Dallas Mavericks fan, but now says he is a day one, always has been Lakers fan.
LeBron James, the king.
The change there. So he comes away with the victory, and death to Nico Harrison is the new name for Cade. Just gets there in field goal percentage, wins 47.5%, 47.2%, just gets there free throws, 84% versus 82%, 3 points, 90 versus 82. Points he loses, 660 to 663.
Wow.
So very, very close there. On 1 3-pointer in it. Then loses rebounds, loses assists, loses steals, then comes back to win in blocks and turnovers. So,
yeah, and we're talking 3 differences, like 3 blocks as a difference. Sorry, I started laughing because I saw Cade's little picture that he made when he changed his name to Death to Nico Harrison. And it's Nico Harrison with his eyes crossed out and death written down the middle and a noose around his fucking neck.
Definitely got the artistic genes in the family, mate.
Yeah, not wrong. Does that mean that you got the autistic genes?
That is what was left.
Yeah.
Even though I was born
First, yeah. Look, you pass the door being your father's nutsack, and you say, yeah, give me all those.
I'm a pass first guard, and I took the tism with me.
I hear you, brother. I got the exact same problem.
All right.
Last matchup is Timmy and Calvin. Tim beats Calvin 6-3, which, Calvin, if you want to come on the podcast, let me know. Hit me up.
He's a silent achiever, Calvin. He's been on a dip recently, but the man knows how to play fantasy.
He does know how to play fantasy. Let's run through the numbers here. Timmy takes out field goal percentage, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and turnovers. And Calvin takes out free throws, threes, and points. 51 threes to 99. Wowza Rooney. 888 points for Calvin too. Nearly 900 points for the week. That's a big total.
Massive.
Yeah, to Timmy's 700 punt points build. Just putting points up. Timmy also put away 311 rebounds, 211 assists, 45 steals, 45 blocks on 75 turnovers. I tell you what, though,
nice.
There is 8 assists between them, and there is 1 steal between them. So, like a bit more, and it flips to a 5-4 for Calvin, I guess. Timmy might start to see a couple of issues arise without AD in the mix. But SGA, what the fuck? SGA with 141 points and 9 threes with 15 rebounds, 25 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 6 turnovers. On some ridiculous percentages too. 53.5 from the field and 88.9 from the line. Wow.
Yeah, he's just insane.
Yeah. Dustin Davis.
Where do you fall on the MVP debate for this year, mate?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's so hard because it's like I really do think that, like you said, Jokic is getting better. He's not declining. But same thing, like SGA is just he's still fucking awesome. Like there is very little in there to say that he's not an MVP contender. I don't know who the clear MVP is though. Like,
I feel like Jokic should get the most valuable employee award again, which he cares absolutely nothing about.
yeah, whatever.
But I think with voter fatigue and ratings, I think it'll go to SGA.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think wrongfully so. I won't be 100% unhappy about it. I think it should go to Jokic, but I think it will go to SGA.
Yeah. I mean, it's a vote from the people more than anything else, you know, and whether or not that's based on performance or everything else around it, you know. So, but yeah,
But I mean, you look something like the Nuggets are plus 125 with Jokic on the field and minus 125 with them off it. And I mean, speaking of Christians as well, just to tie it back to the start, Boylan, please give me back Christian Braun. I didn't mean to drop him.
give me back Christian Coloco.
Yes, of my Christian Brown's been insane. I think on fantasy is like over the last couple of weeks been like 22nd best player. He's on insane percentages. He's averaging 57% from the field for the season. That's like 1 3, 15 points, 5 rebounds. I had him at the start of the season, was very, very happy. He went into a slight slump, and I said, okay, it's over.
Yeah, goodbye, senor.
Yes, and unfortunately that was a mistake. So when I see you again for the jack-off in a couple of weeks, mate, I would love to have Christian back. Hit me up. I will give you Jordan Poole, who shot 4 from 18 today at 22%.
Woo, let's go Jordan Poole. I'd also like to thank Calvin just for stacking all of his best performances at the top of his team for the week. That makes my life so much easier. We're talking Trae Young with 14 threes, 125 points and 42 assists for the week. We're talking Steph Curry with 39.6 field goal percentage, 22 threes and still got 127 points for the week. 13 rebounds, 22 assists. Austin Reeves, 7 threes, 88 points, 16 rebounds, 20 assists. The combined total of all of these gentlemen alone is 40. Wait, hold up. 47 turnovers just between those three for the week. That's insane.
Yeah, insane numbers there to almost get 900 points. All right, mate, should we go through the winners for the stats this week?
Yep, let's do it. Did you want to start us off with...
Yeah, I can start us off with field goals. So in last place, bigger number better, but smaller number in this case, was Adam Tankpagoga, 44% this week. And coming in first was Wunderball, the big boys themselves, 51%. So no real surprises there. Efficient from the field, especially when you have SGA and the likes on your team. Might be a bit of a rough run coming into finals here for Timmy, but hopefully he's got enough runs on the board to keep making the 8. Speaking of runs on the board, mate, I'm not sure if you're much of a cricket fan, but Steve Smith has been on an absolute tear recently too, in other sporting news, because this is a golf and adventure wildlife podcast.
Yeah, if anyone listened to the last week when Byron was like, I'm not sure if I've spoken about this previously, and over Christmas he did speak about it at length and then spoke about it again at length.
I think can we once again get Byron back on to have a chat about the marsupials or the mammals of New Zealand, please?
Or rather, the lack of, if you've been listening, podcast watchers.
See, I clearly didn't hear enough of it, so I think we need it one more time.
Yeah. Third time's the charm, hopefully. For all of you who don't care about New Zealand, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to listen to it. Free throw percentage. Up the top was your brother, Caden Bryant, which I don't know why his name's Caden. I think we spoke about this. He changed it arbitrarily on Facebook because he thought it was funny. And in last place, Cade got 84.6% for free throws. I should probably tell you the totals.
I was, as someone with Giannis on their team, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? It is because Giannis did not play well.
That makes sense. I was about to be like, oh shit, what happened? Giannis just had a great free throw week. Apparently not. In last place is Adam McGovern on 71.9 free throw percentage.
Not shooting the rock well at all this week.
No, not shooting the rock well at all, unfortunately. That guy and I are going to catch up soon in person. That'll be nice.
Yes, very nice. Oh, yes. The two towns will always have to, once the golf courses aren't underwater,
Yeah.
go playing around.
Yeah, look, the water hazards are always in play, so it is what it is.
Yes, it just makes it easier now. Maybe if the whole course is water, you might find some dry land and do like a little Uno reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Like playing an archipelago, if you will.
Now, 3 points. The last place position this week was the Solar Giants, not shooting very many threes there, 46 threes, and then first place, almost cracked 100, was 99 3-pointers from Calvin. So very, very big totals this week. You can follow us up with points, mate.
Congratulations, Calvin. Yes, in last place for points is Adam again. Down week from Adam, he comes last in a couple of categories here. Little bit tough. And in first place for points was Calvin again. Threes and points with 888, which monstrous total. The next highest for points was Rowan with 778, so he's 110 points ahead of second place. Fuck, that's insane. Tell us about boards.
Boards in last place this week was who was that? Darren with 157 rebounds, and first place, very close there with some big hitters, was Wunderball with 300 rebounds, which is massive, and Rowan close behind that with 300 board. So usually a punt boards team, Rowan, with his all guards team. So very good titles in there this week.
Yeah, he's like a bird with all the wings. For assists, last place was Adam again. Sorry, Nate. 90 assists for the week. Second last was Kate with 95 assists, and then in first place was, as we said before, Nan, 238 assists for the week. Wow. I think that's probably one of the highest assist totals I've ever seen in fantasy.
That's massive.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right, blocks. No, steals. In last place for steals this week was Adam again. Very lean week for Adam. I think he's probably got some injuries on board there.
Tough.
And in first place was Nan once again with 52 steals, which is massive.
Yeah.
Swiper, no swiping.
That is a... Did you see that? Out of the park. Let's see for blocks. James, stop mucking around. Blocks is... First place is Boon to Ball, 45 blocks per week. And in last place is... There's a two-way tie for last place for blocks. It is Patricia's Playboys and Nan's team. Nan had no blocks for the week. That's a lie. He had 15 blocks, but that's like nothing.
It's not a lot of blocking to happen there.
Not a lot of blocking.
And now to the bigger number better category. In last place, but first place, is Boylan's. So Jacky W there gets 45 turnovers, and in first but last place is Calvin with 105 turnovers. So
Wow.
Some big boy numbers there.
Wow.
Well, that wraps up that part of the segment, mate. Should I standings here to everyone?
You want to go through the standings? Sure.
And then I can get your thoughts on who you think with, I think 3 weeks left of active play, keeping in mind that this week is a double week. Who you think is going to make the 8? So in first place, we've got Nan, who unfortunately I think is a lock for probably the regular season win, but anything can happen in finals. And then we've got Boylan's, and second place. We have Nish in third place, Tim in fourth. And I think from Tim downwards is where it gets interesting, as my app has just.
I think from where Tim is downwards, it gets interesting.
Yeah. So Timmy on, so between Tim and I'm gonna be rude and keep you out of this, mate. Unfortunately, because I think
That's fair.
Line there, but between fourth and 10, there is 6 points in it. So 6 category wins. Have I read that right?
I'm just making sure that I'm also making sure it's right, because you need to take into account ties and shit like that, because it's annoying. Yeah, 6. Yeah, correct. That's correct.
Yeah. So some big things that can happen there, and then kind of having a look at those last between 7th and 10th is only 2 points in it as well. So a big win from me there, sort of kept me close. I'm only 2 points out of being in the 8, and some others there who have been slipping. So having a read there, mate. What do you think? Who's going to make the cut? Who's not going to make the cut?
I think that it's very contentious around that spot, like you said. I think that Adam is definitely going to make the cut, as in my brother Adam. I think Tim and Rowan will probably stay in as well. I'm not sure what's going to happen for Adam McGovern. I think if his team is slipping, it can slip quite quickly out of that 8th spot. Like we said, there's not much in it.
He does have Luca back now.
He does have Luca back, which will be a big difference, but it just depends. Like, I haven't really looked too much at the rest of his team. Does he have Chris Middleton, Brandon Ingram are both injured? Yeah, he probably just had some. I think he just had some down weeks from some people this week just gone. So, I think that maybe he will hold his position. I think that if you can keep rip roaring, like you just had a huge win, if you can keep rip roaring, you'll probably make the playoffs.
I think I'll have to get relatively lucky. I've got Rowan this week and JBA the next week.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, now that I look at it, it's kind of like, for you to make that spot, who gets pushed out? Calvin gets pushed out, or either of the Adams gets pushed out, or Rowan or Tim, all of a sudden just shit hits the fan and they plummet down. So it just depends. It just depends how it all plays out, I guess.
Tough times.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last. And on the back of that, I am a tough person, because I know that I'm probably not making the playoffs.
It is not looking great for you being against Nish this week, mate. I must say. I'm having a look at your matchup already, and he's already off to a pretty good lead with Jokic dropping a 40 ball today.
Yeah.
On 68% shooting. That's tough to come up against.
I think it's going to work out well for me, considering his field goal percentage is currently at 57.6. It's day one, but I think I'm going to face some
Currently, I'm up against Rowan. His field goal percentage is 56%. Mine is 37%.
Wow. That's so funny. It's like role reversal type of man.
Anyway, mate, I think that might be all we have time for. Definitely a very succinct podcast.
Let's wrap it up. Sounds good. Thank you for your time today, good sir. Thank you for coming on, as always. What do you want to say to the people to wrap up?
Boom, 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 boom. Hit the rolling store and the rolling on. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yes. Quick question, mate. How many years of your life would you take off to give the world 10 more years of time to LeBron James?
How many years of my life would I give to give LeBron James 10 more years in his prime?
I'm talking, he goes back to prime Cab days.
Probably like 5 to 10 years.
I think that's reasonable.
I think so. What do you think? What's your number?
I think year for year is fair. Year for year is fair. Maybe if we get everyone from the league, everyone in the league can eat.
Chip in, we'll have a donation box.
He can suck the soul from us. Pause. Unpause.
Please, LeBron James, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. It's been fun. Arrivederci. I don't know. What do you want to sign off with? Okay, time for me to sign off. See ya!
Outro song.